So you can imagine why the CIA quite literally tried to kill him, right? Tried to kill Julian Assange, and they are now trying to virtually imprison him for the rest of his life. He's a very significant character, but that is not what I want to discuss at length today. Instead, I want to talk about this interview between Tucker Carlson and Vladimir Putin, and to really understand why it was that they were freaking out. When I say they, I am talking about the mainstream media pundits were freaking out. They didn't even know what Putin was going to say, but they knew that the conversation was not allowed to be had, which is weird, obviously, because if their narrative that Putin is a crazy, insane, ailing, dying dictator is accurate, then wouldn't you want more cameras on him? Wouldn't you want to say, look, we told you he's crazy and we have to go to war? So I want to back this up because the question I asked you is, how do you fool a population into war? Well, in 1949, English writer George Orwell published a novel, you may have heard of it, entitled 1984. And he describes really a totalitarian nightmare society where there is mass surveillance, a repressive totalitarian regime, constant propaganda, the thought police, right, telling you whether something is true or something is false, a ministry of truth that gets to establish whether or not what you are saying is true or false. This is why when you see people talking about an Orwellian nightmare online, when they're saying, oh my God, I wrote something about a vaccine, and then suddenly a fact checker came in, people go, oh, that is the ministry of truth. And in the West, unbeknownst to most of us, because we've been brainwashed, we have been living inside of an Orwellian nightmare. This is a direct quotation, by the way, from 1984 regarding how one aspect of this alleged society would be, this dystopian society rather, would be that there could be no concept of history. You're not allowed to learn history in a society like this. And this is the quotation. Every record has been destroyed or falsified. Every book rewritten. Every picture has been repainted. Every statue and street building has been renamed. Every date has been altered. And the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. History has stopped. Nothing exists except an endless present in which the party is always right. Yes. Thinking about American society, thinking about people pulling down statues, rewriting history, telling us everybody was a racist, a sexist, a misogynist. This is why these books can no longer exist. We are living in a permanent present, which is why Americans know nothing about history. That is the biggest takeaway, the first takeaway, I would say, rather, from this sit-down interview is just how ignorant Americans are about not even history a long time ago, but history even a couple of years ago. And it's intentional, by the way.